Hello, everyone. Welcome to TOI Sports, your daily guide to all that's happening in Indian cricket. Beyond the Boundary is the name of the show. We've got Dwaipen Datta, who's joining us from Kolkata, or rather Chennai. I keep forgetting that he's no longer in Kolkata. And Nitin Naik, who's joining us right from Mumbai. Thanks a lot, gentlemen, for joining us. I want to start off the show by holding Dwaipen accountable for what he said yesterday. He told all of us right here on the show, if this test match goes beyond lunchtime, then I am responsible. The test match went way beyond lunchtime, and India lost by 30 runs. So, Dwaipen, what do we do? In
Yeah,
the quoting the famous line from the movie, from the song, मार दिया जाए छोड़ दिया जाए बोल तेरे साथ क्या सुलूक किया जाए.
uh, like I should be held accountable as much as the Indian team also. Just like me, probably they also went into the mindset that the match was over. Like for all practical purposes, the game was over. They were what 50 in lead with seven down. Like probably in their wildest dreams, they did not think that uh, these guys would go to a stretch that lead to 125. So the first hour, whatever Rishabh Pant did as captain was wrong. Like he was not on point. He he did not start with Bumrah. Of course, the roller was used, so the pitch had died down a little bit, but that doesn't stop him from not using Bumrah, the best bowler in the world, and who can just demolish the tail. So I don't know why Bumrah was not used. They were that lead flourished, and then 125 on this pitch. If a team loses a couple of early wickets, becomes 375. It is the pitch was so difficult that one run is equal to three runs on this pitch. So the moment they were one for two, the game was done. Like they would have needed a miracle to win it from there.
Nitin, when is India ever going to get the trait of knocking the tail over? It seems to be afflicting India since 1932. In 1932, in the very first Test match, and Mr. Gavaskar keeps quoting that, they knocked off the top order, but the English tail continued and they piled on the runs. It started that in that Test match, and it has continued till now.
Yeah, and as Dwaipan said, when you have a resource like Jasprit Bumrah who can, who has the ability to blow away the tail and also get rid of top order batters, uh, the minute he came into the attack, you saw that how difficult it was. And Eden, especially with the early morning help, always, common sense suggests that you start off with a fast bowler in the first session at least at Eden Gardens. Um, but yet he started off proceedings with Akshar Patel, spread the field out, made Ravindra Jadeja bowl over the wicket. Too many mistakes as as captain. Went for a review when it was nowhere close to being LBW. Um, Changed the bowling too often. Never allowed the spinners to settle down. Never allowed. I mean, for two deliveries in an over, he was having a forward short leg. For two deliveries in an over, he was having a silly point. Um, as too much of shouting and screaming and also he also failed to defend a 440 or total at Bangalore at the COE against South Africa A, and again Babu Mater also played a part. Mm, so as a captain, I mean, as a bowler or as a teammate, I would not want a captain who is so skittish, who's so, as they say in Hindi, chanchal, he constantly changing tactics, constantly changing bowlers, constantly changing fields. He was almost following the ball, एक fielder यहाँ से हटाया, वहाँ पे single गया, वहाँ पे field लगाया. So, he as a captain, I think he still has a lot to learn. Um, that said, I think uh, India should revisit their tactic of playing on such pitches in the future. We've had our hands burnt against New Zealand last year, and now again, this is the fourth loss against a Sena country uh, on such pitches. I think it's time to put an end to this.
Dwapan, before I take the subscriber questions, uh, like Nitin said, of the last six test matches at home, India has lost four.
Yeah.
uh, is that a worrying trend? And in Test cricket as well, if you see, uh, 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 since Gautam has taken over as the head coach, they beat Bangladesh and West Indies. Those are the only two series wins. This series is also gone. This series can't be won. Uh, Now, is that a worry at all? Because even in England, we forget in all the euphoria, India did not win the series. It was a drawn
India
series.
did, India didn't win the series, but then I will give them that they drew a series with a team in transition in England. They they drew the series and they laid the marker that they are a good team on good cricket pitches, on good competitive cricket pitches, uh, where there was even no turn on day 4 and 5. They are a good side. They are a good side. They are a fighting side. They can give the opposition a run for their money. So why is this obsession for these kinds of pitches? It is beyond me. Gautam said that he was this was exactly the pitch that he wanted, and then again he said that I want a pitch where the toss does not become very important. When you are giving a pitch like this, the toss will always be important. If you are looking at those four losses, barring that Bangalore disaster where that India got all out for what 40 in the first innings, be- beyond, that was an aberration. Beyond that, India has lost all four tosses and have eventually lost the test match. So because chasing becomes very easy, why does India need to make the toss so important? You are undermining the quality of your own spinners. You are giving the opposition spinners a lot of life, lot many chances. You are and your own players are no longer masters against spin bowling the way they used to be. Even the famed Indian batting lineup of Tendulkar, etc., they faltered against Monty Panesar and
Oh,
Graham
they
Swan against.
they
Uh,
they faltered. They Tendulkar, Ganguly, Dravid, Lakshman, Sehwag. They faltered against Shahid Afridi and Danish
That
Kaneria in Bangalore in 2005 on the
but
last day when they had to bat
but
60 overs.
Chandresh, that is day 5. I can still understand day 5. I will not hold it against a team if they lose a match against Shahid Afridi is not a bad spinner, by the way. Shahid Afridi, if he was bowling today, he would have probably had 450 test wickets. The pace at which he bowls and where he lands. Used to land. And the pitches that they play on. So day 5, I will not hold it against them, but the match went to day 5. That was a good pitch, a very competitive test match, and uh, Balaji got a bad decision at the end, and India lost. But uh, mm,
What about
uh,
99 Chennai? Azruddin,
99
Ganguly.
no, India played well. That Pakistan that is a test match. That is a proper test match where people are scoring. Batsmen have their moment. Batsmen have their moment. Bowlers have their moments. A a battle of brilliance. Those are battle of brilliance. This is battle of mediocrity being hyped up by conditions. Like I don't know why India with the quality that they have, with a Bumrah, with a Kuldeep, even the spinners, even India Jadeja. Does South Africa have, is Keshav Maharaja Jadeja? No. Their bowling attack is not as good as India's. But we will not bank on our, the only series where we banked on our bowlers and played on good pitches in 2023. We won 3-1 against England, 3-1 or 4-1. We won against England and won well. Yes, there were two or three very tight test matches, three very tight test matches, but we won 4-1. So I do not understand. So this has a lot to do with the pitches that we choose to play on.
Okay, अवध अग्रवाल has a comment on me. He says, चंद्रेश सर कॉलर ऊपर कर लीजिए, पूरे मोहम्मद अजरुद्दीन लगोगे. जी हाँ, ये 99 वर्ल्ड कप का ही रेप्लिका जर्सी है. मैंने सोचा आज ही आया मेरे पास. I thought that it is fitting because in 99 World Cup also they committed a lot of what we used to say in school silly mistakes and missed out on a World Cup semi-final. And this is a tribute to the failed generation of 90s which didn't do anything, which didn't win anything away from home or didn't
But
win.
Chandresh, beyond the Zimbabwe game, which was
The South Africa game
series,
also, they is nicely set up. They should have won. They should have scored a lot more than what they had ended up with.
South Africa
Uh,
was a better team, na?
no, but they scored. They started off well. They should have finished on
Hmm.
a higher note. Well, the Zimbabwe game ended up
Uh,
hurting India, right?
yeah, of course.
They also
So yeah,
said after landing back in India, they did not know the Super Six rules.
that was only Robin Singh. It
Yeah,
was at press club, and
yeah,
he got penalized for that by the
yeah,
BCCI.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
He thought he was being honest. He was that day's rant and discarded.
yeah, 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 yeah. They did not know the rules.
Okay. Anyways, so Nitin, anything you see happening before the next Test match in terms of team selection? Because that's our obsession, team selection.
What they'll go back to Sai Sudarshan or Devdutt Padikkal. I mean, obviously this lineup doesn't make sense. I mean, on these kind of pitches, do you need four spinners or do you need an extra batter? That's what I asked. I mean, how many overs did Washington Sundar bowl? Yes, he batted.
One.
Yeah, he batted brilliantly, but is number three his spot? No, it's not. He's also faced the most number of deliveries in the Test match, but that's not what his role is. If you want to play him as a proper all-rounder. Give him the number of overs that he deserves to bowl, and then pick somebody else. For God's sake, don't have this obsession of matchups, of playing all-rounders. The coach sadly has this T20 mindset even while picking Test match teams. You won with this combination somehow or the other in England, or rather drew. But but I don't think this Test match. I mean, Virat Kohli and Ravi Shastri would be banging their heads. When they were they also lost with best. They were a team that they won big teams like these. Win Test and pick proper bowlers or proper batters. Don't pick teams for the sake of just making up a 11 and ensuring that हमारे पास 8 bowling options है या 9 batting options है. That doesn't work in Test match cricket. Please pick players for that spot. How many times did you see, barring that Greg Chappell era where he made Irfan Pathan open the batting in one days and sent him at number three occasionally in Test cricket? How many times did you see those kind of weird tactics? But here, under Gautam Gambhir, we have been following this too often. Nine number threes since Pujara's retirement. Um, and in the last 1 year itself, so many number threes. I think it's time that a player is given that confidence to bat of a particular spot. In T20 cricket, fine, I can understand flexibility and rotation and everything. But for God's sake, we're playing Test cricket. Yeah, let's respect the format and respect the positions and the players that have been picked for a particular role.
Okay. Didi, you have a few super chats as well. I'll quickly run through them for you. First one is from Pushpa Vati. She says, Didi Bhai, I don't see anyone to blame where they played. Current playing 11. Don't blame Gigi for the loss. Simple. Both innings we played with 9 batters. Is that a fair excuse?
Yes, it's true that were we did not have the best batter in the team, like best batter against spin in the team. That is true, but then uh, did we not celebrate when England were playing with 10 men in that test match? So it doesn't work like that. No?
I
At
have,
that point,
I have a question for you, Didi. If this was the World Cup final, the ODI World Cup final, and if the skipper was in a similar position, would he have come out to bat?
I don't know the exact condition of his situation because he apparently did not leave the hotel or the hospital wherever he is. So I am guessing it must be bad, very bad, so that he could not come. It like whatever it is, I can like these boys are committed to the cause. They may lose, they may win, they may lose, but I'm sure it was absolutely impossible for him to come and bat. If there was a chance, he probably would have. That I will not hold it against him because no one, and obviously not the captain of the Indian team, will not look to like just say that okay, I have a niggle and I will not bat it. It must be very very bad. So yeah.
Okay, one more super chat for you. And this is from Ayush Jindal. He says, Didi sir, we wanted a Turner. Why were green tops given for SA South Africa A series? Not starting with Boom might be a management's call. Jurel's shot, in his view, is the turning point of the test match.
The green top was given so that Bavuma doesn't get practice on turners because it's quite obvious. They figured that Bavuma is their number one player against spin bowling. They did not want to give Bavuma practice against spin, so they gave a green top, and they thought that their spinners are good enough and they will run like we. Sometimes what happens in our like even I also do that. Like sometimes we become a little too cocky, like we and think that uh, like chalo ghar mein we will win because we win a lot of T20 games. We win a lot of white ball matches. So this that we it wasn't like this before. Earlier we used to go into a game thinking ke we will lose. जीत जाते तो बहुत like we used to be very happy. अब क्या हो गया है? थोड़ा cocky हो गए हैं. So that like let's not give Bavuma practice. अरे, it would have been better if all the Indian test players had come back from Australia, not played that T20 meaningless T20 series there, absolutely meaningless
But
T20
only one was there, na?
context.
Only
No,
actually two people were there. Shubman and Washington. There was no one else. And
Akshar.
Bumrah was
Bumrah.
there.
Akshar
Bumrah,
Actually,
was.
Aksar was there.
but
Four.
they are these four of these four, Aksar and Washington hardly play anything anyways. Now Washington has started playing all three formats.
No, no,
Otherwise,
but they, no, no, but they should
Aksar
have
was
come
rested
back
from
and
the.
played that India. No, no, they should have come
I
back and
agree with
played
you on
that India
Shubman.
A game.
Shubman,
No,
I
no,
agree with you.
I think all four should have done that. Like it is difficult from coming like last Sunday we were discussing probably the T20 game or something like that. We had a T20 game last this Sunday. The test match is over.
Yeah,
So there has to be a reaction time. People getting used to their body is getting used to. May I don't know if Shubman's this neck injury had anything to do with this much of traveling. Like what is the reason for you to play that? Like Australia is not playing; they're ready to lose a T20 series at home so that their players are ready for Ashes, and we are playing a contextless T20 series.
but you
What?
see, Australia made Josh Hazelwood play the three one-dayers plus the first two T20s. They've lost out on Hazelwood for the Ashes Test match.
Yeah,
Again,
true, true. Yeah, but like they had taken off their entire cream. They played one, and that guy also got injured. So there is a reason why they did not play him. So play them. So and India should have allowed themselves. It's not that easy, and it's not like it's to practice for 1 month. You are batting with a kind of mindset. From there, you are getting into a test cricket against the best side in business with 2 practice sessions under your belt. 2 practice session means 1 hour of batting, 2 half-an-hour batting sessions. This is not magic,
But
no?
the
Like
flip side,
yeah.
I want to ask you, Yashasvi Jaiswal was playing Ranji Trophy cricket. KL Rahul was playing India A. Pant was playing India A. Jurel was playing India A. What's his name? Jadeja played a bit of Ranji Trophy cricket. He wasn't there on the Australia tour. Prasid, what's his name? Siraj was playing India A. So half the side did have practice, and they are the
Hmm.
guys,
We did
except
have
Jadeja.
practice at.
Yeah,
Hmm.
except Jadeja, the others didn't have much to contribute.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. But then in a test match, all 11 players are important. And the second thing is, as we discussed, like if you're playing on a Turner, instead of not allowing Bavuma uh, practice on Turners, you yourself have some practice on Turners. No, you guys are no Javed Miadat.
No, no.
So
This reminds me, Didi, of, and this Nitin will know. Nitin should probably come in on this. 2012-13. You remember when England came to India?
Yeah,
India made them play against like part time
yeah,
spinners,
yeah, yeah,
lest they get adjusted to playing regular
hmm,
spinners. You
yeah,
remember that?
yeah, yeah.
And
2012,
what
2012.
happened in the series?
Yeah, absolutely. They got spun out
like
by Panasar and Swan.
uh,
So
and then if you go back, like in 1996, like Sachin played as for Bombay against uh, Australia and scored runs,
Eight,
like scored a century,
98,
double hundred, right? Scored a
98, 98.
huh, huh, 98 before the test match. So
yeah,
and
yeah.
there only he got a hang of the situation and got like was bossing one mentally even before they got into the test match. So play it that way now. Why unnecessarily why be over intelligent? I think this is the problem with everything that is BCCI, Indian cricket and Indian system these days. They are a little too intelligent for anybody's liking, I believe.
Okay, Nitin, a couple of more questions for you.
Hmm.
And this is from Shubham Sharma. I am Shubham Sharma. He says, why does India go defensive in chases? Need to attack bowlers from word go. That's what Aksar said yesterday. And the other is from Rangers 8. He says, once legend Gigi said, what has Ravi Shastri won? He was better player, won World Cup, man of the series of mini World Cup, 1,000 times better coach with stats than Gigi, even better commentator than Gigi.
Uh, I mean, why not attack? I think the players were trying that. Rishabh Pant tried a reverse sweep of his first ball. Uh, then I think even the shot that he got out to was a bit of an aggressive shot. It's not that for want of trying that they were not being attacking, but it was not possible. I think the better option here still was trust your defense, like what Washington and to a certain extent Dhruv Jurel was showing, and what Temba Bavuma did to batting out for so long and trusting his defense, taking the singles, avoiding needless shots. He allowed Corbin Bosch and Marco Jansen yesterday night also those at 11-12 run innings that he did that he scored. Um was a crucial contribution, in hindsight. But I mean, the GG Ravi Shastri comparison. I think uh, it seems a bit. It's a bit of an angry comment. I can understand the hate and the anger towards Gautam Gambhir. Um, but I feel that you know he can't go and bat out there for his players. I wish he could because he would have batted better than the current lot. It's just the fact that the current players are not playing enough red ball cricket in these kinds of conditions. Even our teams, Chandresh, our domestic teams, if you see the Mumbai team, they want to play all their games at BKC because वहाँ पे matches जल्दी खत्म होते हैं and they don't want to play in at Wankhede because Wankhede is a truer surface where the bowlers have to play or bowl longer spells. So this mentality has kind of afflicted us that हमको जल्दी results चाहिए. It's as if it's a crime to win a test match on day 4 or day 5, or to win a Ranji Trophy game on day 4. Make the bowlers bowl 30 over, 40 over spells. So this even our players, our domestic batters, domestic bowlers, I don't think have got the experience of playing too often in test match grounds, which also I think plays a part when they play test matches. Um, because you I mean, we heard a comment from Gambhir after the Delhi Test match that we wanted more from the wicket, and this wicket did not have enough juice or enough spice. So it seems that they want everything to happen very quickly so that they can all go back to the hotels and relax. But that's not the way. Test matches are meant to last 5 days. Suddenly, uh, suddenly, why? Only we had two good results against West Indies playing on normal pitches. Ahmedabad to West Indies were very poor, but that was a decent pitch. Delhi obviously was a decent pitch where West Indies with Shea Hope, and was the other opener, and the left-handed opener who got 100. Uh, they,
Uh,
they,
John
they,
Campbell.
John Campbell. They got hundreds and they stretched the match to day 5. But it's fine if you win a test on day 4 or day 5. Why this obsession of finishing test matches early? I think that has kind of, uh, you know, and that's what happens also, Chandresh, when you bowl, when the spinners bowl on these kind of pitches, they get a false sense of how good they are. They don't know the art of buying out wickets, of bowling a spell, of bowling a 10 over spell, of setting up batters of good surfaces, which I think the earlier spinners had, and this lot will struggle when you play on truer surfaces.
Didi, couple of questions for you. Shiorang says a few more all-rounders needed in this team. Drop a batter and play Harshit Rana in the next match. And Ayush Jindal says, Didi, views on India having training on Tuesday at Eden. They're training at Eden on Tuesday.
That's good. They will be traveling to Guwahati on Wednesday. So if they train on at Eden on Tuesday, that is a good thing. Uh, and all rounders, I think he's joking. I don't think he's being serious there. Uh, but the thing is, I'll be very keen to see uh, what the team will be, because I don't think it will be very difficult for Shubman to get fit. I will be very surprised if he plays that test match. So Rishabh Pant leads. So probably will they have Sai Sudarshan? Then if it's Sai Sudarshan, then like how many left-handers? And then five or
There's also
six
Devdutt
left-handers.
Padikkal, who's also a
Devdutt
left-hander as well.
Padikkal, like do we not have right-handers anymore? There was a period between in the 1980s when I did probably the first left-hander I saw playing for India was W.V. Raman. But
Yes,
before that,
after Dilip
uh,
Doshi.
after Dilip Doshi, yeah. So so yeah, like so this you imagine on a Turner, all this Harmer who hits the spot knows how to bowl on these pitches. He's making life miserable for this left hand, and he knows what to bowl, where to bowl. एक टप्पा पकड़ के bowling करना जो होता है वो that he will keep doing. So if they had Nitish Reddy in the squad, I don't know if that can be an option. They had released him.
But
If
he'll
they
be
get him
available
back,
after he's playing a match today. That India A, by the
huh?
way, has won the one-day series. They have one more match to go. They chased down 132 quite
Oh,
easily, and Harshit
okay,
Rana played a part there with the ball. And
okay.
Ruturaj Gaikwad is scoring lots of runs in that series.
Hmm.
So lots happening in that.
Ruturaj Gaikwad is a good player, especially on Indian conditions. He's a good player, good sound player. Ruturaj Gaikwad, Indian batting lineup, like some, I don't know, like sometimes they bat so well. Like I'm telling this, then tomorrow one of them will like all these guys are. Akshar Patel suddenly comes in and scores a fantastic 65. So it's very difficult to say who do you pick in place of whom, but I think there should be one more right-hander in the mix to mix the batting lineup up. So if Nitish Reddy can be brought back, because these are all like these players are kind of similar quality. Like it is not that one is much ahead of the others. Like
Did,
all six. Yeah.
I just have a query as a fan, as a watcher of Indian
Uh,
cricket? Looking at Washington Sundar and Dhruv Jurel batting, my heart goes out to all the specialist batters around the country who are playing Ranji Trophy cricket. That you have a all-rounder, a wicket keeper first, a batter next, batting together, uh, and all those guys who are plying their trade in Ranji Trophy cricket. Does your heart go out for all of them?
I know this was exactly the conversation that I was having with a friend of mine. He's now lives in Paris, and he was watching the match, and he was messaging me, "Yeah, what is happening? Why aren't don't we have batters? Why should Aksar Patel and Washington Sundar play? What has happened?" So I was again thinking like, but tell me, who is significantly better than these guys? Like, is Sarfaraz Khan significantly better than Washington Sundar? Like, or Abhimanyu Ishwaran miles ahead of Aksar Patel? I don't know. Like, so problem I think is there that this they have been slightly caught. Indian cricket has suddenly been caught in mediocrity, especially this red ball batting. Red ball batting is suddenly caught in mediocrity, which was never our problem, by the way. From the 80s till 2015, that was one thing which was never our problem. We had other problems, but this was never our problem. But this problem, I think, has crept in Indian cricket suddenly has been red ball batting is caught up in mediocrity, and they need a Shubman Gill or a Rishabh Pant to save the day for them. And when it doesn't happen, they are getting stuck. Because I
So,
don't see a significantly better batter than Washington Sundar or an Aksar Patel to come in. Maybe Nitish Reddy because he's a right-hander, but that's about it.
Nitin, before we move to more subscriber questions, is the age of the specialist red ball batter in India over?
In this regime, I think this regime thinks it is, because they pick teams. Rather, the coach has a fascination for matchups and all rounders. So, and it's going to be terribly flawed. And what it will do is only kill the ambitions of future red ball aspirants. If this is the kind of selection and if this is the kind of policy that the coach and the team management keeps on employing, right now they just don't seem to have an idea of what they're doing. And I would think that a Sarfaraz Khan would be better than Dhruv Jurel or an Akshar Patel, definitely. On such pitches, he knows how to play on such pitches. Yes, he played that terrible shot.
One thing I will just tell Nitin, I think one player who's good is Rajat Patidar. They can
But now he's injured.
look at him.
He's injured.
Huh? Oh, he's injured. Okay,
He's
okay.
injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was just thinking, Rajat Patidar is injured, is out for the next 3 4 months. Shreyas Iyer doesn't. He's out, but and he also can't play because he's
He's
injured.
out of.
So he's also gone for like 2 3 months. Your next best bet, Nitin, is it Ruturaj, Sarfraz?
Yeah,
Because you have said thank you to Karun Nair,
yeah, yeah. And there
and he's
also, I
scoring
think,
runs.
and
He's
he's
scoring a
scoring
lot of
runs.
runs.
And that's what I felt. I mean, in India, if you did not want to give him a comeback, uh, then I mean, he played a crucial first innings at the Oval. I thought he deserved at least one series against the West Indies, where I'm sure he would have scored. Everyone filled their boots in that series. So what was the harm in picking him also, and maybe he would have you know given that break in the pattern of or a sequence of left-handers that you have, and disrupted play by play. He sweeps very well. Sarfaraz sweeps very well. I think in this lineup, I didn't see anyone sweeping the ball today to disrupt the line and length that Simon Harmer and Keshav Maharaj were consistently hitting. So you need players who have played on wearing pitches, which these guys have not. These guys have come back from Australia on playing on true pitches in white ball cricket, and suddenly they have been exposed to the turning ball against bowlers who know how to hit a spot. Simon Harmer has playing for Essex. He's picked up 1,000 first-class wickets. So, so he knows, what it is to bowl long spells and to hit a spot consistently. So, you know, let's give this obsession with all-rounders theory a break. Let's pick guys who are meant to bat at that position. At least if you're serious about qualifying for this WTC, which I don't think they're going to do now after this loss. If they're really serious about it, will you pick Washington Sundar when he'll play in New Zealand and make him bat at number three?
No.
You won't. You will need a batter there, right? So why have this? Why have this short-sighted, myopic approach? Of just making up a 11. It's like, just because our earlier sponsor has been disbanded or have been debarred from sponsoring teams, you're just trying to make up a 11 to suit those kind of companies or whatever. Or that seems to be the idea anyway. I mean, very very disappointed with how this regime has gone about selecting the test team. Yeah, they're a great white ball setup, but in terms of red ball cricket, I think team is
But
the
but
quality.
even in ODI cricket, Nitin,
Yeah,
they've lost two away one-day series in
yeah,
Sri Lanka and in Australia.
yeah.
So we shouldn't lose sight of that fact as well.
We
They
lost
won
the
the
one day.
Champions Trophy,
We
but it
lost the
was
one day
almost like,
series in Bangladesh.
huh?
We lost the one day series in Bangladesh also.
But that was the previous regime.
I know, but we still lost post
Yeah,
2019. If you see, we
yeah,
lost a one day series in South Africa 3-0.
yes,
We lost a one day series in New Zealand 3-0.
yeah,
We lost a one day series in Bangladesh 2-1.
yeah. Even in England, we lost, right?
We
No,
lost in
20.
England. We lost in West Indies, I think.
Yeah,
Or did we lose a
no, we
one?
lost the T20 series.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so there's work to be done. So let's give that cockiness a bit of a rest. We are still a work in progress. We might be winning the odd trophy here and there, but those are also our very very condition specific trophies. So let's really get down to work and pick players on merit and reward performances in domestic cricket.
There's a question, a super chat, first to you, Nitin, and then to Didi. The question is from Palash Swami. He says, "Can BCCI try split coaching? We adapted split captaincy. Can adapt split coaching as well. Bring someone who has some first class coaching experience." I can think of only one name. I can think of only one name. Chandu Pandit.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Not, but maybe a more pedigreed name. Maybe I would go for somebody like a VVS Lakshman, who I
He
thought would
will
take
not
up the.
coach. Now he was offered the coaching job.
I know. He was, but maybe at least for red ball cricket, I think you need somebody who doesn't think the way the current regime thinks. We need a bit more structured approach, because this is just too
No,
scattergun and haphazard.
Shukri Conrad coached for a number of years in South Africa's domestic setup.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
was very
yeah,
keen to become India's coach. He had even applied in
yeah,
2008.
yeah, yeah,
So he cut his teeth in domestic cricket, and that's how he became the red ball coach. But there's no split coaching except in Pakistan. No other country has a split coaching setup, Didi.
Uh, uh, England used to have, but they have now given the entire thing to McCallum. Yeah,
West Indies
I
used
don't
to have.
think.
They have given the entire thing to Darren Sammy. South Africa used to have.
Uh,
They have given the entire thing to Shukri Conrad.
India is reluctant to have split captaincy, so split coaching is you can.
But now they have by
They,
default.
huh?
Now they have it by default.
What split captaincy?
Yeah,
yeah.
I think just the T20. No,
yeah, they're still
ah,
split now.
just the T20, and that too for another 4 5 months. So,
Yeah. And this is
but
exactly what
they,
Kohli had suggested in 21. And they said, sorry, we can't split the white ball rules.
the, so this T20, these are ideas, yeah, but I don't think it will ever happen in Indian cricket. That will not happened till Gautam is there. Gautam is there. Like he till 2027 ODI World Cup and 2020 this cycle he is there. And if India ends up winning one or like one of the what how many trophies, three trophies or two of the three trophies, then he stays. He stays. So it is a very result oriented, trophy oriented system. It is not and the way Gautam also works, he he is not his coaching gives me that feeling that he is never looking at the bigger picture. He's not looking at what is tomorrow. It is like winning an election. It's almost like that. Like any which way I have to win an election, so I will do just what is necessary there and uh, do Gautam Gambhir's coaching is also a bit like
Any
that.
reason why you
So
mentioned election?
no. No, but that is the I think that is the new Indian philosophy, like living in the moment, and that is what they are doing. Sometimes they are successful, sometimes they are not. We will see how far it goes like that.
Okay. Pushpa Vati has a 100 rupee super chat and it's directed towards Nitin and me. She says, Nitin and Chandresh, why are you so obsessed with bilateral series loss? What we have to win every bilateral? What's so obsessed with that? What mindsets journalist or something of that sort? So it is ending abruptly over there, but she's basically saying that we are obsessed with this bilateral series loss.
But this is not bilateral, no. This is part of a cycle. This is part of the WTC cycle, and you
No, she's probably talking about the ODI bilateral series
the
first.
ODI bilaterals. Yeah, maybe
Uh,
she's right. I mean, if Gambhir wins the T20 World Cup, everything will be forgotten. Yes. Uh, my only thing is because I belong to a generation who has seen India dominate at home, playing proper batters on proper pitches. So I feel a little sad when I see the Ranji Trophy stats and I see batters uh, having pedigree, having played in tough conditions and succeeding and not being given their due, and someone based on their records in T20 or white ball cricket is being given a chance to do well at and be batted out of position just because you're obsessed with a particular formation. Um, it is you know you the coach wants this formation to work, but it's not working. And I think it's time that he realizes it, or at least somebody, the powers that be in the BCCI, they tell him that, boss, this is not the way it's supposed to be done. Let's get back to proper traditional methods of picking teams and playing players in their positions and on proper pitches.
Okay, and there's a question for you, Didi. This is from We Are Just Human. He says Didi Bhai was boasting after whitewash against Kiwis that it was just a glitch and home series in India will be cakewalk for India. Should you be more down to earth and accept that India is just an okay test team?
I did not say that it was a just a glitch because I have been constantly saying in these shows that the South Africa series will be quite keenly contested. Yes, when India plays a West Indies, I do not even watch. Let's be very frank. When India is playing a West Indies or a Bangladesh, unless I am covering, I try not to watch because I have better things to do
I
in life.
hope
And
next test
in
match you're watching.
yeah, next test match is South Africa. No,
You're watching. I hope you're watching.
yeah,
You
yeah,
love it.
yeah,
I
that
know. That's why I asked.
no, that I do. Like I watch the good test matches across the world. I watch the Pakistan South Africa series with
You
more
had to mention
sincerity than
Pakistan. You had to mention Pakistan.
the one who questioned. And that's why I was constantly insisting that this is going to be a very tough series. There was no way that this was going to be an easy series because I watched it quite No, the Indian channels do not show those matches anymore, so those are live on YouTube if anybody is interested for to watch those games. So
I would request the producer to show Dwaipan in full frame so that everybody knows who's the anti-national in the frame.
that's not but then yeah, it was so I yes, I when was I cocky? I was cocky yesterday. Yes, because really, when you have 50 for 7, I did not think that it will go to 125. I thought it will be a 75 chase. Like it was beyond me that it could have. It doesn't always happen. Nine out of 10 times it doesn't happen, especially in India. But here it happened and we lost. So yeah.
Okay, Nitin, Prasanjit Jana says two questions for you. One is in 2019, we played on good pitches against South Africa and won three test matches, in
Yeah.
which series Rohit and Mayank Agarwal scored heavily. And then second is a comment by sports fan hyphen H2G who says even after losing, Gigi was so arrogant in his post-match PC as if nothing has happened.
That's his style, no? I mean, he's very combative. He's a combative personality. I mean, I'm taking the second question first. He's a very combative personality. I mean, one of our ex-cricketers, Sanjay Manjrekar, in fact, when he became the coach, he had said that he should be kept away from the media uh, for reasons that because he has this way of telling Ricky Ponting that you concentrate on Australia, where he's actually saying things in an ICC podcast where he's paid for his views. And coming from him, when such comments come from him, because he has also been a broadcaster, so people want to know what former cricketers feel about a particular contest or a particular series. So that's his style. That's the way he operates. Uh, about the first question, 2019 series, yes, and there also, I mean, you had mostly fast bowlers pick wickets. Shami picked up wickets. Umesh Yadav, I think, picked up wickets in Pune. Virat got a brilliant double hundred in Pune. So you beat them. Probably a better South African team, maybe an aging one though. Uh, Beat them 3-0 in all three games by an innings on very, very good batting pitches. So, skill wise, I think you give yourself a better chance, your batters a better chance. And also, Chandresh, I would like to ask what it does to the confidence of the batters when you play on such pitches. What it does to them who are going to play in the next game. What a failure on such pitches, does to their mentality. You know, I know if you score a great 160 like Rohit Sharma did in that Chennai game, or a 187 like Kevin Peterson did in Mumbai uh, in 2012, it obviously makes you feel 10 feet tall. But those are freak innings by freak players. When you have a lottery wicket, I think it affects your game and your style even for subsequent games, and that is my problem exactly on about their decision to play on such surfaces. And the coach kept on saying that no, no, the pitch is fine. This is exactly what we wanted. This is exactly wanted. My only question is why? Why do you want to play on such pitches?
Fair point. I was just looking at some stats of coaches under whom India has lost at home since 2000. Under John Wright, India lost four test matches. Under Gary Custon, at home, India lost two test matches. Under Greg Chappell, only once. Under Fletcher, India lost two test matches to England. And already in a short stint under Gautam Gambhir, India has lost four test matches. Under Rahul Dravid, two, Kumble and Shastri, only one test match at home India lost. So it shows the kind of dominance India has had at home since the last 25 years at least. Manikpreet Singh has a question, or rather a डर बैठा है उसके अंदर. I'll just take that for you, डीडी. He says, डीडी नितिन सर मुझे तो एसएल का डर लग रहा है. वो तो गड्ढे बनाएंगे. प्रभात जयसूर्या वेट करेगा. न्यूजीलैंड में ग्रीन माइनफील्ड मिलेगी. बीजीटी होम में ही वी हैव टू विन 10 out of 7 match to qualify for final of WTC. And for the first time, before you answer DD, 2014 and 2014, 2020 and 2009, The New Zealand tour used to happen before IPL. So everybody used to forget what happens in New Zealand, win or lose. But this time, there is no opportunity to forget because it's happening much, much after IPL.
Yeah, that yeah, okay. The New Zealand tours generally happen when January, February, right? Like it's around that
Feb
time.
March.
Now it's
Yeah,
happening
Feb
in
March.
November
Fe-
This time it's
This
happening in
time it's
November. They are being
okay.
very
So
cruel to us.
it's
on fresher
so
pitches
it's the
also,
fresher
early season
pitches, right?
pitches.
So I have a feeling that India uh, we may not be in the reckoning for a WTC final spot this time. Like
This
Nitin,
time
I
also.
remember had no. Before this we have always been in the reckoning, like we have played two finals, then we came kind of close last time, like till a point we were like overconfident about making the final, like it was like when will we make the final, to suddenly it became that we did not make the final. uh, but this time it is looking slightly tricky, because as he has rightly said that because we are so with this loss, our oval win has been cancelled. Like uh, like, these four matches we were supposed to win, we have lost this match, so that oval win has been cancelled out. Now I'm guessing they will win in Guwahati, but Sri Lanka is tough. Sri Lanka is a tough side. Sri Lanka at
And
home in
they have a
Gaul.
very good coach. They have a very good coach.
Huh. Sri Lanka in Gaul is tough. New Zealand New Zealand will be kind of again. New Zealand pitches are also slightly lottery pitches, and India has a good pace attack, a very good seam attack. So and that is a long way off. So yeah, we should be so looking to stay alive and be just about in contention till that Australia series happens in January of 2027. Let's see. But this WTC cycle is with today's loss, it is looking a little tricky, because let's not forget we haven't won in England. It was a 2-2 draw, and teams like and I have a strong feeling that Australia will absolutely thrash England in the Ashes, and then England and
In
South
spite,
Africa will be very
in spite of
Australia and
missing
South
Cummins,
Africa will be very very huh?
in spite of missing
I
Cummins
think
and
so.
Hazelwood.
I think so. I think so. Australia uh, uh, star Boland are there na, like and Australia in the home conditions, uh, I think they will be, they should be beat England. These days it's not just about beating, it's about winning well. Like it's not just about winning. Like the five test series, if it's a 3-2, then it doesn't make much of a difference. It needs to be a 4-1. So yeah. So it's looking tough. It is, to put it in a nutshell, it is not very easy this time.
Sorry to
And
interrupt.
and
When
Australia will come with Nathan Lyon and Kuhneman, both better spinners than the two who are playing for South Africa.
Yeah. Nitin, you
Dwayne
want to say something?
Weapon mentioned overconfident. At the toss, in fact, that overconfidence almost was displayed by Shubman Gill also. He said when he was asked that, "Oh, you lost another toss," he said, "Maybe I'll win one in the WTC final." So he's already thinking about WTC final where the team is still not there. So I think it's better that some of the arrogance and the stardust in the eyes of the players and the team management is taken out.
I want to know, Nitin, because you're a great history buff of Indian cricket and world cricket. In the 80s and 90s, or even the 70s, sometimes English and Indian selectors would pick an experienced player from domestic cricket just to play that one test match or just to play that
Yeah.
one series at home. England did that famously in 74, 75, 75, 76 against West Indies and all. Even in 80s, they brought in
Before
guys.
85, David Gower was, he was told because they considered Phil Edmonds to be a bit of a naughty boy character. But David Gower said that no, I want him in India. How to handle him is my issue. Let me handle that.
Hmm.
So, so we've
So
had
the
incidents.
experienced player.
Yeah.
Is there someone like that in Indian domestic cricket right now that selectors can say, pick that person for the Guwahati Test match?
The
And
selectors might say Chandresh, but do they have the veto power over Gautam Gambhir? I do not know that because this seems to be entirely Gambhir's team. Uh, this seems he has a vision of winning with all rounders, which is faulty, especially in long form cricket. And I hope that somebody pulls him up and says that boss, this kind of strategies work in shorter formats, but not in Test cricket. Test cricket is a format for specialists.
even England in
I have a
2009,
name, Chandresh. I have a for
yes,
your question. I have a name that
yeah,
that's not name who is like that's Karun Nair. Fabulous player of spin bowling, fabulous player. Pick him for the next. Like
Yeah.
they can pick him for the next game. Like he really plays spin bowling well.
and he's in top
He,
form,
he's He's in top
right?
form. I think he's a he's a very good sweeper. Na? He
Yeah,
sweeps
yeah,
very well. Yeah. Huh. So those are like instead of thinking, "Arey, if he gets runs, then we will not be able to drop him." But these are not the times for those kinds of mindset. Like if he's a like pick him for this game, play him in this game because you are
Uh,
not getting Shubman Gill.
they'll have to
you know,
swallow their own egos, no, for that. But
Huh?
yeah,
they'll have to
Yeah.
swallow
They
their own
swallow their
yeah.
egos. Yeah.
I was remembering the 81 Ashes, for example, going too far back, when they brought in Mike Brearley
really.
just for captain. But the next series in India, Keith Fletcher was the captain, and then
Yeah.
he disappeared after that. I'm not saying we need to be as flimsy as that, but I'm just saying even in 2009, there was a debate between giving Jonathan Trott, who was consistent in domestic cricket, or to go back to Mark Ramprakash. So they had to weigh options. Maybe sometimes you need to take that punt. I don't know. With Pant being the captain, whether they take the punt or no. So yeah, but today we have one more India A match. One India A match has ended, a one-day format against South Africa A. And the next match is starting at 8 p.m. India A versus Pakistan A in the Rising Stars tournament. Didi, somebody's asking you to give a prediction for that match.
Right. India,
Huh?
I think it's a web. India emerging team is a the batting lineup is a very strong batting lineup.
Huh.
So and I don't the bowling lineup isn't great. That Yudhvir and Gurjapneet. So this is not our second bowling lineup. This is probably our fourth bowling lineup. So bowling lineup I'm not very sure about, and I do not know the Pakistan team. So it is very difficult for me to give a comment. But if I look at the Indian batting lineup for this game, it is a very strong batting
Maybe I think they expected you to say that my prediction is they won't shake hands.
Which they won't, no?
lineup. That too they have said. That was our headline today.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay, there are a couple of comments. One is from Nitin. I wanted to answer. Vaibhav Taragi 8021 says, "Will Harshit Rana play at number 3 in Guwahati?" But Manikpreet Singh is wondering if Harshit Rana will play at number 4. What's going to happen, Nitin? And
Good chance
everybody
with
forgets Harshit Rana is not part of the squad.
yeah, good chance with this regime. Anything is possible. I mean, I won't put it past them.
Nitin, Didi, you're keeping quiet.
No, no, I'm keeping quiet because Portugal's World Cup qualifier will start now. I think we should end.
Okay, okay. Thanks a lot, gentlemen, for joining us today. Didi, we are hoping that you at least watch the next Test match
Yeah, yeah.
because you're there in person. We'll connect with you over there in the evening. You can very well join. The match will end by 4 p.m. So you can very well
Yeah,
join.
I hope I will be able to join.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to finish my stories and all, but then
Yeah, don't
I'll
write
join.
much. Don't write much. Just give them the pointers on the phone and then.
You can ask some spicy questions. So he's in the PC.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Oh God, Indrajit Ghosh has commented just now. He's saying, Chandresh, you look cute. यार नहीं मत करो यार इतना मत करो. On that cute note, thanks a lot, gentlemen, for joining us today on
thank
TOI
you.
Digital. We'll see you tomorrow. Till then, take good care of yourselves. Didi, Nitin, thanks a lot. Remember, like, share, subscribe, and comment always. Good night, goodbye, and God bless.